There are moments in every life that divide everything into two chapters. One chapter before the pain, and one chapter after it. For Spain's future queen, Princess Leonor, many observers believe there was one heartbreaking period that quietly transformed her forever. From the outside, her life has always appeared almost perfect. Royal titles, international attention, military training, prestigious education, and the promise of one day sitting on the throne. But behind the photographs and ceremonial appearances, reality has often been far more complicated. Because growing up as Princess Leonor has never simply meant growing up. It has meant living under a spotlight that never switches off. And according to royal experts and commentators, there came a moment when everything changed. Not because of a political crisis. Not because of a scandal. But because of heartbreak. For years, Princess Leonor was carefully protected by King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia. They understood better than anyone the pressures that come with royal life. Both parents had witnessed the difficulties faced by previous generations and wanted their eldest daughter to enjoy as normal a childhood as possible. Yet normality was always difficult. Every friendship became news. Every public appearance sparked endless discussion. Every smile was analyzed. Every silence became a mystery. As Leonor grew older, expectations surrounding her became even heavier. Spain wasn't simply watching a teenager mature. The country was watching the future queen. And that reality brought sacrifices most young people could hardly imagine. Friends could come and go. Privacy was nearly impossible. Spontaneous decisions became rare. Even emotions had to be carefully controlled. Those close to the monarchy have often spoken about the loneliness that can accompany royal responsibility. While millions admire members of royal families, very few people truly understand the pressures they experience. Princess Leonor herself has maintained remarkable composure throughout the years. Whether attending ceremonies, delivering speeches, or participating in official duties, she has consistently projected confidence and maturity beyond her age. But maturity often comes at a cost. And many believe one difficult chapter became the turning point that changed everything. The transition into adulthood brought new challenges. Her studies abroad at UWC Atlantic College in Wales represented one of the first major separations from her family. For the first time, she was able to experience something closer to ordinary life. Classmates, shared experiences, new friendships, personal independence. It was a period many hoped would give her freedom away from the constant attention in Spain. But freedom and responsibility often collide in the lives of royals. Rumors and speculation quickly followed. Media attention intensified. Stories about friendships and possible relationships regularly appeared in newspapers and magazines. As always, much of the speculation remained unconfirmed. But one thing became increasingly clear. Princess Leonor was learning that emotional privacy might be one luxury she would never fully possess. For most young people, heartbreak happens in private. For royals, even the possibility of heartbreak becomes public conversation. And that can be devastating. Royal commentators have frequently pointed out that future monarchs often face unique emotional challenges. Personal choices are rarely entirely personal. Relationships are examined. Compatibility becomes a matter of national interest. Public expectations create invisible pressures. And every decision carries consequences beyond individual happiness. Princess Leonor inherited those burdens long before she had any choice in the matter. Meanwhile, expectations inside the royal institution continued to grow. Military training awaited. Official duties expanded. International appearances increased. The image of Spain's future queen became increasingly important. And with every new responsibility, her personal life seemed to become smaller. Some observers believe this period marked the emotional moment when Leonor truly understood what her destiny required. Not everyone can separate personal desires from duty. Not everyone can sacrifice privacy. Not everyone can accept that their future has already been decided. Yet Princess Leonor appeared to embrace that reality with remarkable discipline. Still, accepting responsibility doesn't mean the process is painless. Heartbreak doesn't always come from losing a relationship. Sometimes heartbreak comes from realizing that certain dreams may never be fully possible. Sometimes heartbreak comes from understanding that your life belongs not only to yourself but to history, tradition, and millions of people watching. For Princess Leonor, that realization may have represented the moment everything changed. Because after that period, many royal watchers noticed something different. Her confidence grew. Her speeches became stronger. Her posture reflected greater assurance. Her public appearances showed increased maturity. There seemed to be a new seriousness about her. almost as if the young princess had quietly crossed an invisible line into adulthood. King Felipe himself likely understands this transformation better than anyone. He faced similar expectations throughout his own youth. He also experienced the challenge of balancing duty with personal happiness. And Queen Letizia, despite coming from outside royal circles, understands the emotional cost of life under constant scrutiny. Together, they have attempted to prepare their daughter for the future while protecting her humanity. Yet some lessons can only be learned through experience. Heartbreak is one of them. History shows that many great monarchs were shaped not by triumphs, but by painful moments. Adversity teaches patience. Disappointment creates resilience. Loss often reveals inner strength. And sometimes, the experiences that hurt the most become the experiences that define us. For Princess Leonor, the world sees the polished public figure. The future queen, the symbol of continuity, the young woman carrying centuries of tradition. But beneath those titles is still a person navigating emotions, challenges, hopes, and disappointments just like anyone else. Perhaps that is why so many people feel connected to her story. Because heartbreak is universal, everyone remembers the moment something changed. Everyone remembers the experience that forced them to grow. Everyone remembers the chapter that transformed innocence into understanding. For Princess Leonor, that chapter may have arrived sooner than expected. And although the pain itself remains private, the strength that emerged afterward became visible for everyone to see. Today, she stands not merely as a princess preparing for the throne, but as a young woman shaped by experiences both joyful and painful. The future before her remains enormous. Challenges still await. Expectations will only increase. But those who have followed her journey believe one thing has become increasingly obvious. The heartbreak that once seemed overwhelming may have become the very experience that prepared her for the destiny she was born to fulfill. Because sometimes, the moment everything changes is also the moment someone discovers who they are truly meant to become. And for Princess Leonor, that moment may have changed not only her future, but the future of the Spanish monarchy itself.